All right, guys, how's it going? So I am back from the cafe, and I have got today's Spanish football dailies for you. And why am I going like that? I feel like Tommy Cooper, just like that. Some people won't understand that. I've got today's Spanish football dailies. There's lots that I want to talk to you about in them. If you're new to the channel, I'm currently buying these Spanish dailies here in Spain because to keep an eye on the Trent Alexander-Arnold Real Madrid coverage and all that, right? Not because I expect them to reveal anything, not because I think they'll give us the news first, or that there'll even be anything in them, right? But what was happening was that the Liverpool FC clique of journalists, the low-level journalists, not your likes of Ornstein and what's he called, Joyce, born-again Joyce, right? Not them, but the other ones, the ones that all agree with each other. And they were putting out this message that every day in Spain, the papers are obsessed with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm like, guys, that's not true, right? So here I am again, buying the papers for you, just so you can see what is and what isn't in the papers, right? So regarding Trent. So yes, I actually make videos about stuff that's not in the news. Can you believe that, right? Just so that you can see who to believe, right? And you form your own opinions always. So we're going to be talking today in these newspapers about Virgil van Dijk, right? Because there's a suggestion that he's left the door open on a move to Real Madrid. You're going to like that one. There's nothing in there about Trent Alexander-Arnold at all, and hasn't been since the game. The day of the game there was, but that was expected. But there's nothing since then. We're going to be talking about the ongoing fallout of the game. Yesterday Mbappe was slaughtered. Today we are all with Mbappe kind of thing. They're all backtracking on that after they've, calmed down a little bit. We're going to be talking about that. We're not really interested in Mbappe and Real Madrid, but maybe you're interested to see what kind of an effect Liverpool Football Club has had on them, and not just in terms of the result and psychologically, but also financially is mentioned in here as well as a result of coming away from Anfield with that magnificent defeat. We're also going to be talking about Ryan Babel. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but Kubo as well, who was a player that was linked with us in the summer. I noticed about a week ago he was mentioned with us again. And there's nothing in there to do with Kubo and Liverpool, but I just want to mention some stuff to you about him that's in there today. So that's about it, right? So you can shoot off if you're not a stayer. All right, there's nothing wrong with that, fellas. If you can't last, it don't matter. All right, the girls will stay. I guarantee you, they'll watch to the end, right? But if you're not a stayer, that's basically what's in the video. Not a lot, right, of excitement or anything to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold. There is a bit about Virgil van Dijk, but you won't lose any sleep over that. All right, so we'll go with it. Oh look, is it Black Friday today? It must be, because I bought lottery tickets called Black Friday. Do you know what I mean? Black Friday to me for the last 20 years has been when my best friend Smooth has had a Friday off. Yeah, because we go on the Xbox. So I'd call that. Oh, well, he is black. Well, he's not. He's kind of in the middle. He's Smooth, to be honest with you. Got to be careful. Anyway, if we win, nobody will give a fuck. Yeah, we're going to win. We're going to win Black Friday, and then you can have every Friday off, come my boy. Right. We'll have offended somebody. You know what they're like. Oh. Hit my tripod. We don't want to be doing that, do we, girls? Best direction around here, I tell you. Right, so the front page of Marca. What does it say? Dunk. It says, because I've prepared this already, it says, Real Madrid completely supports the Frenchman. They rally around Mbappe. And the key points, I've done all this when I was in CAF. It takes me fucking ages, Yeah, it's not easy. It'd be hard in English, never mind fucking Spanish. He is going through the worst moment of his career, it says, right? Absolute confidence that he will explode, and we, Real Madrid, have bigger problems. Kylian needs to be supported. All right. Inside, aquí, here. This says Real Madrid rallies around Mbappe. We have bigger problems. We need to be patient with him. The locker room, coaching staff, and the club are supporting the French forward during the most difficult moment of his career, which just so happened to be at Anfield. No one doubts his potential. He doesn't say that in the article. No one doubts his potential or that he will shine. They fucking doubted him yesterday, didn't they? He is training very well. They be assured kind of thing. They insist, you know what I mean? And why is this relevant? Because they did everything they could to get Mbappe, right, for years. And then they got him, Galactico and all that, real superstar, slaughtered him. So I'm kind of trying to show you that to see what Trent Alexander-Arnold would be subjected to possibly if things didn't work out for him. And I'm sorry, but Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't one of the best players in the world, so there'd be even less patience with him, in my opinion. Listen, people keep asking me, do you think he'll go to Real Madrid? And my answer is, I think all three will sign contracts with Liverpool, right? There has to be a little reservation with Trent, right? There has to be a little reservation because it all depends if Real Madrid come for him. I'm sure he's sat there thinking, I'd like to consider the option of going there, but I don't think that they've gone for him yet. So much, about what happens with the results. And I've been saying this for months with you. Quite frankly, I don't care, to be honest with you. But anyway, we will continue. Ironically, Ancelotti's position at the club could be under threat. Certainly not helped by that performance at Liverpool. A face-to-face between Florentino Perez and Ancelotti is crucial for the future. The hours following the defeat against Liverpool were very tough, both in the locker room and in the executive area. Explanations have been sought for the poor form of the team since the season started in August. Okay, so I'm not going to read all the Mbappe. You don't need to know all that. We don't need to know that, do we? We're focusing on Liverpool. But I do like to show, how they treat their players, the media. I want to mention this one to you here. This says, timely reaction. This is basically about Real Sociedad improving of late. They're talking about their performance against, I think it was against Ajax. And basically what they're saying here about Kubo. Now, Kubo is a player that has been linked with Liverpool. Really intense speculation in the summer, if you remember. And I noticed about a week ago that he was mentioned with us again. All right, I didn't make any videos about it. It was too weak to mention it. But I just think that if you're really into your football, if you ever, if you've ever sat at home and bored off your tits and there's a match on and there's Real Sociedad, you might want to cast your eyes over him, honestly. He's a very, very good player, and they're bigging him up again in here today. It was a 2-0 win over Ajax. Zubimendi was involved, but he only got 1 star for it, whereas Kubo did very well. And I think I'll be making a video about Zubimendi today if I get a chance, because my understanding is that he remains very much on Liverpool's radar. Okay, if I don't get a chance to make that video, that's basically what I would be saying in it. All right. So, is there anything else from this? Okay, let's move on. Right, that's marker. Okay, so we basically covered what they had to say. The focus again is we're standing with Mbappe, but Perez is under threat. Liverpool battered the fuck out of us, and that mention there of Kubo. Okay, so again, now this is AS, another pro Real Madrid newspaper. Basically, told us we're all with, Conte's with Mbappe. I knew that, without having to ask anyone or get the translator out. And it says, the Frenchman's teammates and Ancelotti unite to support him after his poor performance at Anfield. Kylian is an extraordinary player and the goals will come, says the coach, who privately has expressed his full confidence in him. Again, obviously, inside Mbappe is not alone. What else have we got for you guys? Keep going, Duncan, keep going. That's what she'll be saying to me tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Oh, yes. Now, this is the bit about Virgil van Dijk. All right? Now, I'm just showing you this for validation. If you were here in the summer, we had someone in the comments in the summer said, you can't just read the newspaper, you've got to show us to validate what you're reading. There's some fucking numpties out here. Here we go. So I'm just validating that this article is I mean, look, come on, guys, screenshot that and put it in your own fucking translator. Basically, it says, Van Dijk's curiosity, and then then there's quotes, is Madrid looking for a centre-back? This is what they're saying. Virgil van Dijk's curiosity, is Madrid looking for a centre-back? Now, before we go into this, I want to show you the quotes that were circulating yesterday. He was basically approached quite abruptly, to the point, by a journalist from a Spanish news outlet called El Chiringuito. And he was asked if he thinks he'll still be at Anfield next summer. And he said, what a direct question from you. They don't ask me that directly like here, the British journalist went, maybe they fucking should. Do you know what I mean? He said, but listen, there is, at the moment, nothing I can say. So he can't say anything at the moment. I know some of you are sat around waiting today like that, going, come on, where is it? Where's the announcement? All right. The only thing that I can say is I'm fully focused on Man City from now on, from this point forward. The reporter persisted and said that, Real Madrid need another top-class centre-back. And this is when Van Dijk replied, do they? I don't know. And he was pushed again and he said, but Rudiger is there. No, right? The reporter didn't give up. And then Van Dijk went from being a bit jokey to like serious and said, about, them wanting, when do they want a centre-back kind of thing? And it was like, when? In the summer? Like I said to you before, the main focus at the moment for me is Man City. Liverpool, I'm fully focused on that and I have nothing else to say regarding my future. All right? So that was what actually was said, everything in full context. But this coverage here in AS, isn't it? It's AS, right? Yes. Was Van Dijk's curiosity with the question from Van Dijk, is Madrid looking for a centre-back? Right, okay. And it says, the mix zone at Anfield revealed an interesting detail. Van Dijk was asked by El Chiringuito about a possible future at Real Madrid. The Dutch centre-back, far from closing the door on those, what you've just heard me say, on the actual comments, showed curiosity about the matter. It is worth remembering that his contract with Liverpool ends in June 2025 and for now has not been renewed, although discussions are ongoing, as confirmed by him. When asked about the possibility of joining Madrid next season, potentially arriving on a free transfer, Van Dijk responded with a question. Is Madrid looking for centre-backs? They already have Rudiger. However, he is aware that the Blancos, right, the Whites, are currently facing an issue at the centre of their defence. At the very least, he left the door open. Do you think he left the door open? I mean, he didn't close the fucking door, did he? Because if to close the door, would be saying, I ain't interested in that. What are you on about? I'm not going there. Do you know what I mean? So he kind of did leave the door open, but he left the door open on every other possibility of not extending with Liverpool, right? And I expect him absolutely to extend with Liverpool. But so yeah, it's kind of true. He did leave the door open, but the door's open full stop, right? And they didn't include, he wasn't curious. He wasn't asking if you hadn't seen the full quotes, that's basically saying Van Dijk's curious. He said, are Real Madrid looking for defenders? You know what I mean? And what did they say? At the very least, he left the door open. Far from closing the door, showed curiosity about the matter. I don't think he showed any curiosity about the matter. I think he was being sarcastic. But there you go. So I just want you to see what they're saying about that, because you might hear some of these shitty aggregator accounts or numpties or whatever, basically telling you that Virgil van Dijk's interested in Real Madrid now. Because if people don't pay attention like I do and like you do, then you might end up believing that, right? There was this little bit here. For some reason, some people found that funny that the Real Madrid bus was involved in an accident after the game. I didn't find that funny, to be honest with you. And I can laugh at anything, but I'm like, what's fucking funny about that? I was just like, is the driver all right? Is everybody okay? Was anybody in an accident sort of thing? You know what I mean? So basically, I know you know about this already, but it just says the bus suffered a crash while returning from Liverpool. Fortunately, it will remain just an anecdote as there were no injuries, not even minor ones. However, the official bus of the first team was involved in an accident yesterday morning. While making its way back to Madrid, the players had returned by plane early in the morning, but the bus always travels back by road. It collided head-on with a truck. There's nothing fucking funny about that, is there? This caused the left front headlight to break and left some scratches on the vehicle. So you would not get this level of detail on any other YouTube channel, guys. I'm fucking telling you. The incident occurred on the M40 in the British city with no further consequences other than the striking image which quickly went viral. Now, Asensio, pasa la ITV. See that? I understood that straight away. I saw that. I was like, I understand that. ITV in Spain means MOT, like your vehicle inspection. And there was a bit in here that I wanted to mention. We're not bothered about Asensio, but it's touching on the Liverpool game. It says Asensio passes the test. Anfield did not overwhelm him. 100% accuracy and great maturity. I'm not going to read the article, but there is a mention here. He made 5 tackles, recovered possession 5 times, and clocked a top speed of 34.73 kilometres an hour. Now, I don't think that's impressive. I can beat that when I see an ice cream van going fucking past here. I swear down I can. That last sprint came in a duel against Darwin Núñez along the shores of the Mersey, it says. Anyway, it said Asensio held his ground, defending decisively. And it also talks about a crowning moment clearing a goal-bound ball. 100% passing accuracy, 26 out of 26. And then it goes on to all the passes. But I'm not interested in that. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because it talks about Darwin Núñez. Okay. Now, yes, we have something else for you somewhere. Oh, God. So, I'm doing a live stream on here today at 12:30 UK, I think. I don't know. Listen, click on the channel name and click on lives and you'll see. I'm going to England later today to see my girl. Watch the morning briefing. That will explain what's going on. So before I get to what I want to talk to you about, again, another article about Kubo basically playing out of his skin for Real Sociedad. He was given 3 stars here, if you like, and Dubamendi got 1. All right, just want to mention that. Dubamendi's coming back from injury, I think. Kubo, Kubo was linked with us in the summer, so I'll just keep an eye on it a little bit for you. Here he is, the main fucking man himself. Now, many years ago, I made a video talking about Ryan Babel. Some of you know where this is going. I made a video about Ryan Babel many years ago, and I always thought, when we signed Ryan Babel, I was over the moon, right? Honestly, I was over the moon. And because I thought at that time, he could go on to become one of the greatest players in the world. Honestly, I'd known about him for ages. He was one of them players that I thought, fuck me, this kid's going to be good. And he was all right, do you know what I mean? But he seemed more focused on like music and DJing and other things away from the football, if you know what I mean. It's something that would, a distraction. And Gerard Houllier, for example, I remember many years ago, he used to talk about how many, players that we had at the club that could go the other way, right? And he used to say, you're only a footballer for a short space of time. Forget the distractions, forget going out on the lash, forget partying. Be an athlete. And this is Gerard Houllier. I don't think people realise how important Gerard Houllier was when he came to the club, when the changes he made, especially the mindset, at Melwood and that. Anyway, so I made a video once saying, Ryan Babel, is a great player, but what a shame he didn't fulfil his full potential, right? And I also said, that he seems more bothered about Liverpool Football Club since he left Liverpool Football Club, right? As if he's realised that he missed his opportunity. I don't know if that's fair. I know people like him. I have no problem with him at all. I just thought, he'd be a brilliant footballer. But he's one of those players that I used to play for Liverpool, Do you know what I mean? But when he played for Liverpool, it didn't seem like a big deal to him. And I mentioned this in a video once, and Ryan watched it. And he put a tweet out saying he was going to bend me over, feed me a cheeseburger while up the... It's true. Can you believe that? Can you imagine saying that today? Can you imagine saying that today? There'd be hell on, wouldn't there? There'd be absolutely hell on. I mean, I'll try anything once. What was he trying to say? I think he was trying to say I was a bit of a chubster that might like a burger and a bit as well. Anyway, he then changed his mind. I think he deleted it and said, he then put a post out saying, give at Duncan Oldham some shine, he's all right, blah, blah, blah. So If you ever hear us talking about Ryan Babel, right, it's either the Babel copter, you know that, right? You do know about the Babel copter, don't you? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to Google Babel copter. Sometimes you'll see me sat outside chilling, and if a chopper goes over, not that kind of that chopper he was on about, but one of them choppers, you know what I mean? Like, brrr, you know what an helicopter is, right? Sometimes I go, hey, Ryan, how's it going, mate? Yeah, right, you got me burger. Just so you know some of the little jokes we have around these parts. Anyway, I'll try anything once, but I wouldn't try, to be honest with you, right? I mean, I would try anything once, right? Like, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't try a burger with, like, lettuce or salad or like that. Won't surprise you, will it? No, seriously, I'd rather try it backdoor than Ryan Babel and fucking burger with. Anyway, so there's a big interview in here today. And I'm just going to summarise it, yeah? And I'm going to mention the Liverpool bit, and it is a bit, because there's not a lot of questions, so it's not a big interview then, is it? Well, you know what I mean, it's a focus. He reflects on his career. After announcing his retirement at the age of 37, he declared his decision with the statement, because if it's not fun anymore, it's not worth it. He played his last official match in 2023, early 2023, but he considers this an opportunity to close an important chapter of his life. He recently played in a veterans match between Ajax and Real Madrid, which he described as emotional and beautiful. He enjoyed the opportunity to reconnect with former teammates. On his time at Deportivo La Coruña, he reminisces about his 6 months there, calling it a valuable period in his career that helped him regain fitness and confidence, and he expressed his affection for the club and its fans, stating Deportivo is a historic club and it deserves more. If they need my help, I'm here. What now? On his time with Liverpool and Spanish teammates, he said he fondly recalled playing alongside Spaniards. Obviously, the emphasis is on Spain, you know why? Like Pepe Reina, Arbeloa, Torres, Xabi Alonso, calling them good companions and great players who were vital to Liverpool. On the 2010 World Cup final against Spain, he described the match as intense and Spain as the superior team. We were close, but Spain played better. They deserved the victory. And on his post-retirement plans, Babel plans to stay active and open to learning new things. He is exploring opportunities in sports media and coaching. The interview also includes Babel's thoughts on Ajax's current situation, the challenges of producing top-level players in recent years. Specifically on his time at Liverpool, when those players that he mentioned, he said they were good teammates, great players, and very important for Liverpool. Xabi Alonso, above all, is someone I still admire a lot. He's now doing very well as a coach, and I'm very happy for him. I'm proud to have played alongside all of them. Basically, the interview reflects his appreciation for the contributions to the team and his ongoing respect for Alonso and his post-playing career success as a manager. So that concludes AS. Do you know what I mean? Ryan Babel, I was absolutely over the fucking moon when we signed him. Honestly, I really was. But he just, I don't know, maybe you disagree with me. I think he was just more interested in other stuff at the time. And I think Gerard Houllier was right with that message, which at the time was kind of like, Gerard used to allegedly say, people like Michael Owen were true professionals. Robbie Fowler might like a beer or a mate. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. There was a lot of that going on back then. And it was kind of like that last phase, wasn't it, from when the players were the Spice Boys and when they could get up to no good. And Gerrard came and he was like, no, you're playing for Liverpool. You can fuck around when you're in your mid-30s upwards, but now you've got to stay fit. And that was what he used to bang on about. I've moved my newspapers around just in case. What have I got that for? That's my other YouTube channel, Met United TV, at youtube.com/MEH United TV, Met United TV. I've got a great video coming up on there. Oh, you're going to like it. Go and subscribe to that channel. If you like my channel here, you're going to fucking like that one. Right, so now we are on to Sport, which is the Pro Barcelona newspaper, as you can see, celebrating 125 years, of Barcelona Football Club. And guess what? When you open it inside, they're not wasting any more time. On another opportunity to have a go at Mbappe. There you go. Unusual. This newspaper always opens with Barcelona content, but they've gone on Mbappe and Real Madrid again, despite the celebrations as well. You think that would be the first thing in there. And basically, Mbappe, the main one to blame. Real Madrid, his dream turns into a nightmare. Oh, they're sticking the boot in. The forward cannot find his place and is receiving criticism from the Madrid fan base, although his teammates at the club are rallying around him. Now, there was one bit here. I'm not going to read all this out to you. See this here? That one there. Again, Real Madrid. Okay, and this talks about Liverpool. Not just Liverpool, but Real Madrid's recent failings, if you like. And it says the headline translates to the club has lost out on 6.3 million euros. Defeats against Lille, Milan and Liverpool have meant that Real Madrid has missed out on a significant amount of money. After their loss to Liverpool, the team has managed to collect just 5 of the possible 15 points, placing them in 21st position in the group stage standings. UEFA awards 2.1 million euros for every victory in the group stage, meaning that the team's poor results have cost them 6.3 million euros. And it does go on, in detail more, but you don't need to know about it. And I think that's your lot. And then there's this big pull-out special all about Barcelona's history, which, to be honest with you, it is interesting. It really, they've got a split arse in the middle there about what's that? Women's football. I ain't got a problem with women's football, but I don't want to know about it. Make your own newspaper, that's what I say. Just some really good graphics like this. I was looking at some of the absolutely amazing players that they've had over the years. Luis Suarez is in there. Oh, shit. Luis Suarez is in there. I don't know if you can see him there. Really good. Do you know what I think, guys, is I do enjoy looking at, some of these things. I haven't got time to spend translating all of it. Look at these players here, look. Do you know what I mean? Johan Cruyff and that. And I really don't understand why we haven't got, an English newspaper dedicated to football. I know print media is dying and people go online for the news and all that. Social media has changed a lot of things. Cop Talk, the website, used to get millions of views, millions of views, because people used to read things online instead of newspapers. Now it's gone more into social media for little snippets and stuff like that. I hardly write news articles today. And it's social media's killed the loyalty, and people don't want to, they're on apps and shit like that, aren't they? But I can't but help think, how does a country like Spain, right, which, come on, it's not the greatest league in the world, is it? They obviously have, passionate fans of these clubs. And yeah, okay, listen, sport covers all football teams, but with an emphasis on Barcelona. AS, Real Madrid, Marca, Real Madrid. Some people say that Florentino Perez actually tells them what to publish. But there's 3 newspapers there surviving in this country. Would you, I'm asking you a serious question, if there was a newspaper, a football daily in England or in the country you live that was printed in English, would you buy it? I know I would. I know you can get, versions on tablets and things like that, but I don't know, there's just something about opening a newspaper, sitting down and having a right good shite, do you know what paying attention to it, right good read of it, do you know what I mean? It's not the same on a tablet. Have you ever tried killing a fly with a tablet? You know what I mean? So, I like it. I don't think that the journalists are important anymore. Back in the day, journalists were very important, I think, football journalists, and there was some good ones. When I say back in the day, I'm talking about in the late 90s when Cop Talk started. And over time, the journalists have become irrelevant because of fan journalism. They are not, it's so controlled now, that's the problem now. Because back in the day, a journalist could run an exclusive, piss a club off, and still have his job with a newspaper, right? Because newspapers, were very popular, and they're not as much now. But now the clubs control everything. Journalists daren't fucking say anything. When was the last time you saw an exclusive in a newspaper, not on a fucking shitty poxy website, right, or X account? When was the last time you saw a British newspaper with an exclusive to do with Liverpool will sign whoever or whatever? You don't see that anymore. Sunday newspapers used to be bloody brilliant. I used to love getting the Sunday newspapers. They'd be packed with gossip and stuff like that. But now what you've got now is you've got journalists that, are desperate not to lose their access to the club. You've got people like Joyce and Ornstein that obviously put out news when the club are happy for them to do it, all right? Or when it helps the club. But neither of those two people would run an exclusive if it went against what the club wanted out there. Think back to when the Zubermendi stuff first came out. Do you remember? And there was like some of the click journalists trying to make out that the club was unhappy that it had been leaked. It's just complete nonsense. I would really enjoy an English. I try to read these. My Spanish, is not the best. I get by. I can hold a conversation. Probably 65, 70%, I can read an article and know what it means. Do you know what I mean? I'll get the feel for it. But you'll never, no matter how much you learn, you'll never truly understand everything. But what I will say is if that was like an English publication about all English clubs, not just a focus on Liverpool, I would buy it. Would you? I know I would. So anyway, I think that's it. Guys. Remy's scratching away in the background. Can you hear him? Right, okay then. Just checking my notes here. I'm going live soon, so I haven't really got time to hang around much. And then I'm off to England. All right, so let me know if you're still enjoying me covering these videos. Like I say, I understand some people don't have time. I understand people, but how do you get all of that, which I've just said to you, in 3 minutes? Do you know what I mean? Like YouTube will say, oh, your perfect video length would be, 3 minutes. Well, I suppose if my videos were 3 minutes long and very quick and very easy, then maybe I would be, telling you I had 300,000 subscribers today or more. I've got 30,000 plus, right? But I don't even try. I don't listen to their techniques. I don't monitor that shit. You can't, well, how do you know there's 30? Because when you log into your control panel, it tells you, you know what I mean? Nice one, yeah, whatever, it doesn't make any fucking difference to me. I'd rather have 1,000 loyal followers. And that they say that if you get 1,000 loyal followers on anything you do in whatever your career is, or if you've got a podcast or a blog or a YouTube channel, if you've got 1,000 people, you don't have to go out and work for anybody. You can that can be your career, if you like. And I think I have well surpassed those kind of numbers. But it's a myth that you need hundreds of thousands and millions of people, because I would rather have the loyalty, the people like you that have watched this video to the end. Not everybody watching this video to the end is, some people just be nosy or here because it helps them, whatever. But I'm talking about those of you that take the time to thumbs up a video, those of you that take the time to comment a video. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're my peoples. And I make those videos for you. And there's a lot of good people out there that just don't have time to do that. They still listen, they still watch. And every now and then they'll drop in and say, "Don't, I watched the vid, man, but I listen to you when I'm driving," because they can't be watching and they ain't got time to type. So I hope I'm giving you something different here. I know you can get all these online. The print versions can be different though, and they do have opinion bits in it. And I can also show you it. And who's got time to go around fucking YouTube and fucking Google all day long? I do that for you. I work for you. And as well as that, you're getting my opinion thrown in there too for what it's worth. So I hope you appreciate it. What I mean by that is, like, if you want me to stop doing this, I'll stop doing it. It's not a problem for me. The sooner Trent sort things out, the better, because then, I don't know. It is, believe it or not, it's hard work. Anyway, if you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. If you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, I'm going to have a beer tomorrow in England. Then hit the super thanks. That's the love heart button under the video. If you don't see it, please read the video description. There's 3 ways in there that you can support the channel. You can also join the channel and become a member as well. If you're on an iPhone, I don't think it works. So I think you've got to use a web browser initially to do that, all right? Maybe on a desktop or a laptop or something, or use the browser on your iPhone but select viewers website. I honestly don't know, but that's the one thing that people have problems with is the iPhones. All right, guys, I'm tired now. Right. Wish me luck. It'll benefit you as well. Take care, guys. I'll speak to you soon.